bastard!
Fuck you!
Fuck you, you fucking
I'll
scum.
make your life a living hell living here, dickhead.
What?
You heard me.
Fuck you, you fucking scum.
You would probably...
You're the fucking scumbag!
No,
You don't
he's got a
fucking
gun
bother with
behind.
nobody!
He's got a gun behind him. He's a fucking...
scum.
You're a pussy!
Fuck you.
Pussy!
Go ahead! Go ahead! Go ahead!
And of course, because of YouTube regulations, I had to cut the video there. But what happened next is what you're reading right here. Murder-suicide. The neighbor from across the street opened fire on both the husband and wife, and then came back after reloading or getting a different weapon out the house and finished the job before going back in and killing himself via gunshot to the head. This happened right in the neighboring state in Pennsylvania from me here in New Jersey during the snowstorm, as you can see. And it's been long-seated neighbor disputes going on between both parties. And this is what we get. Even in the midst of the pandemic, you're going to get this, and it's going to be worse. And this isn't going to be some, oh my God, pandemic video, but just understand that people have fragile mental state of mind, and isolation can cause things to be worse. I'm no expert. I don't know what caused this man to do that. Was this just the straw that broke the camel's back? Maybe. But it's just scary that in this state and in this age of things, you have this whole situation where people are getting wronged and they want to confront the people who have wronged them, or they just have petty arguments and they're left in a state where if I speak up or if I retaliate, this can happen to me. Okay? And you have to wonder sometimes, is it worth it? Throwing snow on somebody else's property, and that's the moment that a person snaps. Is it really worth it? Going towards them. Is pettiness really worth it? But you have to protect yourself. But the man had a gun the whole time, and the husband and wife still antagonized a nut job. This is what I'm going off what I've seen. I don't know all the specific details, but the man clearly had a weapon because he came right at them and opened fire on them, shooting both of them. He shot the husband first. He was a bad shot, but then he started connecting. He hit the husband up first. The husband ran, and then he shot the wife up in the street. While she fell to the ground, he opened more shots in her. He dumped more shots in her, close range. Then he looked like he went back and got the and either another weapon or he reloaded, and then he finished them both off. It was horrible to watch something like this happen. But I'm usually there to see the aftermath of things of this nature. And they're usually alive. And we're trying to keep them that way. But just to let you know, it's that crazy today. Okay? People have snapped. People's minds are not where it used to be due to having to isolate, due to not being able to see the doctor, due to not being properly diagnosed. You don't know what you can run into. And if you're in the right state, please get your license. If I wasn't in the state of New Jersey, I would have one already. And I'm still going to try for it. I have no criminal record, but it's just, I find the gun laws here in the state of New Jersey are pretty ridiculous. That if I'm driving around in my vehicle, I have to have my gun in the glove compartment with no clip loaded into it. I have to have the clip disassembled somewhere and kept in the trunk. I can't have a loaded weapon. I can't have a loaded weapon on me. So if somebody starts shooting at me, I have to take a gun, go jump out the car in the hell of gunfire and try to load the weapon. That's what we're talking about. So this is why you see things happen the way they do with everyday citizens in New Jersey who don't have these open carry licenses that other states have. But just the nature of a crime like this, it can happen just this quick. What did the Punisher say in the Netflix Daredevil series? You're just one bad day away from being me. The neighbors met this dude on his worst day. And this is what we see here. If you want to go find the video, because I can't post it because of reasons being violent nature. I don't want my video flagged. I don't want my channel flagged. It's funny that this surveillance is made to keep people out of your home. And it basically solved their murder. Unfortunately, murder occurred. It blows my mind. And people will say, why are you covering this? This has nothing to do with black conscience. I'll tell you, how many times have I told you before? Black conscience of fury has double meaning. Meaning I have sometimes a dark sense of things, but there's nothing dark about this right now. This is just flat out just evil, and it can happen to anybody, no matter what your race is, no matter where you're at. This can happen to you. Look at what happened with the 31-year-old female. I believe she was 31. Anyway, she was just killed in New York. She was groped by some dude. A black female was groped by some brother. And when she and her husband confronted that man, he opened fire on both of them, killing her and damn near killing her husband. And then let's talk about the whole thing in New York. Both of these things happened in New York. What I just mentioned and what I'm going to mention now. The whole situation with the black female who got bitten and beat up and robbed in front of a liquor store. She went in there to just buy her something to relax, take home, have an alcoholic beverage. And she got attacked by Pookie and Ray Ray. So it can happen anywhere at any time. But you can't predict people's state of minds. And this is no way of me saying, hey, this is okay, it's crazy and you can't predict it and blah, blah, blah. We know you can't predict it. But we shouldn't have to live in fear constantly. And living in a state like I do in New Jersey, where the gun laws are very, very problematic to your personal safety, meaning there's only a certain extent you can protect your home with. It has to happen in the inside. I can't find somebody out on my property in my backyard stealing my things and open fire on them. No, it has to be, your life has to be immediately threatened. And then when I carry something the size of Rambo around, I can't carry that either because it has to be under 4 inches. Like, come on. Anyway, y'all, because I'm a fury, I'm here, and now I'm out. Peace.